This is your News Source Evening Bulletin for today, Friday, the 2nd day of November in the year 2018. Here's what we're tracking tonight. Well, today was D-Day for members of the Discipline Services voting in the local government elections. The Guyanese Elections Commission reported that the Discipline Services vote for local government elections was slow, with members trickling in at various times to cast their ballots. Speaking to members of the press just after observing the process at the GDF Camp Ghana base, GCOM Chairman retired Justice James Patterson said based on observations, a small number of Discipline Services members completed the voting process this morning.
The process is slow, but it's encouraging. Remember, it's the discipline forces, and they have essential duties to do all day. So I believe the turnout is staggered.
So you say it's slow in terms of numbers?
Yes, in terms of numbers. I believe it will, I know it will hasten towards the end. Think about no traffic cops there 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the morning in town. And you will know why they're not here early.
The Chief Elections Officer, Keith Lowenfield, said the Commission has received some complaints from some ranks of the Discipline Services that they could not find their names on the list. He said it was the Discipline Services that were responsible for the provision of names to be sorted for the vote. Mr. Lowenfield explained that the Commission will allow those members who did not get to vote today at no fault of their own to do so on Elections Day, November 12.
As you're aware, those ranks who may have missed today for one reason or for inadvertence, they'll be provided a second opportunity to vote on E-Day, and there needs to be some coordination between ourselves and be it the GDF, the police force, or the prison service to ensure that those ranks are afforded the opportunity to exercise the franchise. I need to explain also that the issue of ranks being on list from the services is a function of the particular service providing us with the names of the ranks and the locations where they're stationed at this particular point in time.
Both the Chairman and the Chief Elections Officer said for GCOM's part the process was going well, and the Commission is well prepared for the wider public voting later this month. Meanwhile, this morning, People's National Congress General Secretary and official of the APNU, Amna Ali, visited some of the polling stations. She expressed some concern about the slow vote also, but she said her party will be doing its part to motivate voters heading into the November 12th elections. Stay with us, more news coming up in just a moment.
This Christmas, get a loan for your dream car with an extended repayment term. Spruce up your home with that renovation you always wanted and take advantage of low or no down payment. Get new appliances so you can cook up a storm. You'll get same-day approval. Plus, you can win a getaway to a destination of your choice. Visit RepublicGuyana.com today to find out how.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Hey guys, I don't know, it's girl Shensia, and I am here to tell you, watch this, the ICC Women's World T20 cricket tournament. It will be some amazing cricket from the best women cricketers in the world. So Guyana, watch this. St. Lucia, watch this. Antigua, watch this. The whole world are gonna watch this, including the West Indies. So you know what's a peer vibe, a peer thing are gonna go on. It's gonna turn up well loud. Don't forget, November 9th to 24th. Watch me and watch this. Guyana winning, watch this. Trini fetting, the whole world watching. Ashensia, talk on my life again. Six is the master play. Everybody jump and a shout out there.
Get ready to ride it, ride it. Ready to ride it, ride it, ride it, ride it, ride it, ride the wave. Open up the new vibe, drink up the boldness inside. Radical and fresh and wild. Catch the wave now. Ride bold, ride fresh, ride strong. Come on, ride the wave. Taste the action, satisfaction, perfection. Wave it, wave it, wave it, wave it.
Ride the new wave of excitement sweeping Guyana. Wave Pale Ale, a premium, full-bodied, strong and refreshing alcoholic brew, crafted to perfection for a bold, young, radical you. Don't settle for anything less. Catch a Wave Pale Ale and ride it today.
Wave Pale Ale.
Crafted to perfection.
Welcome back. We turn now to that Commission of Inquiry looking into the affairs of the Georgetown City Council. Embattled Town Clerk Royston King today admitted to the Commission that a company which is owed millions of dollars for completed works for the council had no written contract. The company, Excel Engineering, has claimed that it is owed over $150 million for completed cleanup works.
Excel Engineering claims that they would have done work amounting to in excess of 150 million with mayor and councillors of the city of Georgetown without consummating a contract. Would that be correct?
That would not be correct.
So there was a contract?
There was an agreement.
When you say agreement, what do you mean?
The city treasurer?
No. Was it in written form?
No, it was not in written form. There was an agreement.
Verbal agreement?
Yes.
Between who and who?
The contractor, the city treasurer, the former chairman of the finance committee, and the town clerk.
Mr. King told the Commission that he learned of the company through late chairman of the Finance Committee, Julia Garrett. He claimed that together with the city treasurer and the late chairman of the Finance Committee, they entered into a verbal agreement for the company to execute various works for the council. The Commission's chairman, Justice Cecil Kennard, appeared flabbergasted by the revelation and questioned the town clerk repeatedly about whether he did not find it unusual that an agreement would be entered into with a private company for over $100 million in works and there will be no written contract.
If there was a written contract, there could have been no dispute as to the amount agreed upon. So you have this word of mouth thing, and now there's a dispute.
There was an agreement. There was an agreement.
No, agreement, Mr. Town Clerk. We're talking about a substantial amount involved, and all of you would agree that if you give this work to be done, and no written contract. Yes, Mr. Benson. So no contract was formally entered into, is that so, Mr.?
That is correct.
Justice Kennard said he simply cannot believe that the town clerk and other officials would enter into a word-of-mouth agreement that is worth millions of dollars. The Commission of Inquiry is looking into the operations of the Georgetown City Council. King has found himself coming under criticism at the Commission over his management at the City Council. The United States has formally put in a request with the Jamaican authorities for the extradition of Guyanese businessman Shervington Louisville, also known as Big Head, from that island. As previously reported by news source, the man has indicated that he will not fight his extradition to the United States, where it is likely he will face multiple drug trafficking and money laundering charges. Two other persons, a Surinamese and a Venezuelan national who were in his company, have also been arrested and are facing extradition to the US. Louisville was arrested in Jamaica last week, moments after he arrived there on a flight from Guyana. He was reportedly being closely monitored for several months in connection with a major drug bust linked to Colombia. Senior security officials in Guyana have told news source that the arrest was long in the making and brought together the work of Guyana's Customs Anti-Narcotics Unit along with counterparts in Suriname, Jamaica, the Netherlands, and the United States. Security officials have indicated that the Guyanese man is linked to a number of other major drug players in the local drug trafficking industry, as well as to other major players abroad. Louisville is the part owner of the Tower Suites Hotel in Georgetown and also owns a number of other hotels and entertainment spots in Berbice. Back in 2010, he was among a number of persons arrested and questioned about a series of execution murders that had rocked the country and were suspected to have been drug-related. He was eventually released in connection with that case. A suspected bandit who is an ex-member of the Guyana Defense Force was shot dead by the police yesterday during a shootout on the east coast of the Marara in the Maikoni area. The dead man has been identified as 27-year-old Melroy Solomon, also known as Southmouth. A police statement said the shooting came after a number of robberies and a carjacking. The suspect, who is from the Agricola community, was in the company of another man when they robbed a taxi driver of his Toyota 212 motorcar at Fowles on the east coast of Demerara, just before 11 o'clock yesterday morning. That matter was reported to the police, and the vehicle was intercepted by the police ranks at Maikoni. The two men reportedly abandoned the vehicle after it got stuck in a ditch, and they headed to the backlands of Maikoni. A cattle farm in the backlands was held by the two men and robbed of his mobile phone and clothes. He was then ordered to take them by horse to the public road. Once there, the men boarded a taxi and were again intercepted by the police. Lawmen said the two bandits were ordered out of the taxi, but one of them emerged firing shots. The police returned fire and that suspect was shot while the car sped away from the scene. The injured bandit was taken to the hospital in the area where doctors pronounced him dead. An unlicensed .32 pistol was recovered by police at the shooting scene. The police public relations department said the dead man was known to law enforcement and has previously faced the court on armed robbery charges. And finally tonight, the Guyana Police Force today issued a wanted bulletin in connection with a murder case from 5 years ago. In a statement, the police issued a call on the public to assist in providing information on the whereabouts of Leon de Young. His date of birth is unknown, but he's of African descent. He is wanted for questioning about the murder of Titus Sutton, who was shot dead in November of 2013 in the Barakara area, Kanji. Police believe the wanted man was part of an argument with two other men over money owed. It is alleged that during the argument he pulled out a gun and shot Titus Sutton to the chest, while the other man was shot to the leg. That was the last time he was seen. The police forces are asking for anyone with information on his whereabouts to contact the nearest police station or call the emergency line 911. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. Gordon Mosley reporting.